Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. I have the pleasure of introducing the webinar topics and the speakers. My name is Bo Helmer Larsen. I'm with Lyngsoe Systems. We are one of the actors in this solution, along with Beontag, and we also have Posti on this webinar. The webinar is about why to digitalize digital assets. So we have three items on the agenda for this 45-minute session, and then at the end we have a Q&A where you can ask questions in the chat, and we'll try and answer them for you. The first session is about asset management role cases. Is the solution provider Christian, who will talk about that. Also, about the solution, how it's turnkey, and how it delivers the required benefits for Posti and other customers. Second, we have Tin from Beontag talking about the different RFID and BLE solutions that Beontag have on the market, and we have utilized one of them that he will also talk about. And finally, we also have, of course, the main event, which is really Posti, where Jukka will talk about his project, about real-time asset visibility of his roll cages. Yeah, here you have photographs of the speakers. Christian is first. He's a senior sales manager at Lyngsoe Systems. Then Tin, also senior sales manager at Beontag. And finally, we have Jukka, who is the logistics director from Posti, and will be talking about the implementation at Posti in Finland. So without further ado, I will hand over to Christian.
Thank you. So just a short introduction to Lyngsoe Systems. Lyngsoe Systems are a turnkey provider and integrator within data capture, and we're proud to be trusted by many of the biggest and the best within postal and logistics. And we have managed to convince Posti to implement this asset flow solution on their roll cages that I'll present to you now. The whole thing started as a tender process in the early days of March 23. Posti initiated a tender for an asset flow tracking solution of their 100,000 roll cages. And the tender process was actually very explorative. Posti began with quite a lot of different use cases that they felt were interesting and asked for us and other providers to answer our ideas for solutions to. And during the tender process, this was then narrowed down until what became the final tender proposal request. The use cases that in the end stood were site inventory of transportation units, Posti's control of transportation unit inventory in customer premises, meaning that Posti will know exactly what unique items, assets are in what customer's possession at any given time. And then, of course, the dashboard reports, that is how all the data captured can be made useful to a human being. And so how did we answer this? What does the solution look like that then addressed these three use cases? It's a BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy based asset management solution. The fundamental principle is we have an asset tag on each of the assets, the roll cages. This asset tag then beacons, in this case, every 20 seconds, sends out a signal, and this signal can then be captured by a smart device. It can be a smartphone or PDA. Posti has 10,000 approximately with their drivers and workforce in general. There is a data capture app that automatically registers all of these pings from the tags, and then the GPS coordinate on the device is logged with the beacon that has been captured. This allows Posti then to geofence different locations, for instance, all their customers' locations. And with geofencing, this means that they now can tell that within a certain geofence, that address belongs to a specific customer, and now Posti has the control of their inventory, their assets, at the customer's premises. The same principle applies to Posti's own locations. They are geofenced, and when a roll cage is seen by the data capture app picking up a beacon from a BLE tag, Posti now know that this particular roll cage is at their own location. Anything in between the geofences is then in transit. So the architecture behind this solution. This actually shows a very good example of a turnkey solution that we have provided. The tag has been developed in partnership with Beontag. Everything else, all the other components you see here, they are developed by Lyngsoe and are Lyngsoe IP. And asset flow management solutions built on this architecture, they are all commercial off the shelf for us. So again, the basic principle is we have an asset tag on every asset. There is a registration app. It is used to activate the tags because you don't want them to beacon and consume battery before they are applied and put to use. And then, of course, the capturing app. And this runs automatically in the background on all the approximately 10,000 devices. Data from the app is then transmitted to Lyngsoe Live, where our data engine, position engine, and tracking engine all make the data into meaningful events. These events can then be handled by the asset flow management backend. This is where the front end can create reports, making it useful to human beings. There are 4 standard reports: inventory, search, exchange, and flow. I'll show you a few examples of this, just to give you a brief idea of what the front end looks like. Here is an asset exchange report. You filter on a certain time. There could be several asset types. In Posti's case, there's currently only the transportation units, meaning the roll cages, and to and from can also be filtered more narrowly. In this case, it shows all the assets exchanged within the month of July in all of Finland. Another example here is the asset flow in and out. Again, it is filtered on all of the assets in all of Finland. So what this effectively shows is how much flows in and flows out in half-hour intervals over the time period of the month of July. Obviously, this is what is used to utilize the fleet of assets more efficiently and also know where they are. And then, of course, the Viking tag, that is the data capture device for all of this, is made in partnership with Beontag. And Tim will come into much more detail about this.
Thank you, Christian. Hello, dear ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for attendance of this webinar. So I'd like to first start with my talk about the product that helped the Posti with the asset flow management. So the product, we can go for the next slide, please. The product name is Viking Hybrid. This device seamlessly integrates BLE and RFID technologies, offering a dual mode tracking with the read range of up to 6 meters for the RFID tracker and 100 meters for the BLE. It features both barcode and human readable information, ensuring a manual identification, and it supports angle of arrival 5.3 with 20-second ping rate for real-time visibility. With a battery life of up to 8 years, it's built to last, even in harsh conditions. Its IP68 sealed structure resists dust, water, and routine cleanings, and it's optimized for performance on metal, which is important for asset-heavy industries. When you talk about installation, it's a breeze with a quick snap-on, stay-on attachment that fits securely onto metallic mesh panels. And for added value, it includes a built-in temperature sensor to monitor environmental conditions. This is more than a tech, it's just a smart long-term solution for asset management and tracking. Beyond our star of the day, the Viking Hybrid, we have made significant investments in the BLE technology, enabling us to build a versatile product portfolio that meets needs of the wide range of industries and applications. So let's take a closer look at our BLE lineup. We start with Viking Micro. this is perfect for tracking small assets like hand tools, small RTIs, or equipment in healthcare environment, for example. Then the star of the day, which is the Viking Hybrid. This is ideal for companies looking to combine the RFID and the BLE technologies without any compromise. Then Viking Slim, it's a compact solution with replaceable battery, great for space-constrained applications. Then Viking Tough, as the name suggests, it's our most rugged beacon, built for harsh industrial environments, and as far as I know, it's the most rugged beacon on the market. And Viking Classic, which is a reliable standard BLE tracker, suitable for both indoor and outdoor asset tracking. So this is all of our lineup, and each of these tags is designed with a specific use case in mind, from compact to lightweight design to rugged, high durability options, basically all the aspects we take in consideration. It's engineered with the company, so basically we are engineer company, so we are building new products, and there are some products that we are aiming to also launch soon, so stay tuned. Okay, in addition to our BLE technology, which is a low-power battery-operated solution, ideal for RTLS and asset tracking, our primary and foundational technology is RFID or UHF. RFID plays a critical role across a wide range of industries, from logistics and supply chain to access control, inventory management, and smart manufacturing. It's truly at the heart of what we do. Then we have also offering in NFC technology, which is the HF, which is ideal for applications like DPP, brand protection, marketing, and more, such as helping brands connect with their consumer in a smarter and more secure way. Okay, and in addition to all technologies, we can go for the next slide, please. We discussed Beontag also has a strong business focus on graphic and label materials. While this may be less relevant for today's webinar topic, it plays an important role in our global presence and footprint. And now to wrap it up, I would like to shift the focus to something just as important as Beontag as a company and the people behind it. Who is Beontag? Who we are? Beontag is a global company with a presence in over 60 countries, with more than 2,200 employees. We have 5 main production facilities located in Brazil, United States, Italy, Finland, and China. And we also have 6 R&D centers, with our main R&D hub based in Tampere in Finland. Being global means that we have no boundaries when it comes to collaboration, so please feel free to reach out if you would like to learn more, explore partnership opportunities, or ask any specific questions. I would be more than happy to continue the conversation. Thank you, and now I pass the mic to Mr. Jukka Soromäki from Posti.
Thank you. So my name is Jukka Soromäki, as mentioned already a couple of times. Well, to be honest, I'm not a logistic director, but it sounds so good that I didn't dare just change it. But okay, I do things with logistics, and especially now I've been working with this asset tracking and management project for a few years already. Few words about company Posti. It's like any other national mail carrier, has a long history in Europe, and we have ours is like from the 1638. Actually, yesterday they had a celebration in one of our sorting centers. The birthday is actually on Saturday, but they had the celebration yesterday. We were then part of Sweden, and so we were added the Swedish postal system at that time. But the main thing with most of the postal operators, or actually all the postal operators in Europe and also in the world, is that the letter volume decrease is so harsh that if nothing is done, the company will collapse for sure. And but at the same time, it's fortunate that there has been a retail revolution going on, and all the postal operators have more or less changed their focus in parcels and e-commerce. So have us, and we are a very different company than the one that we were 20 years ago. Posti is a clear market leader in parcels, also in warehousing, B2B parcels, and especially e-commerce. And now in a couple of last months, actually, the re-commerce have conquered the markets quite sharply, thanks to some startups running the field in Northern Europe. We are operating, addition to Finland, also in Baltic countries and Sweden. And there are some statistics. We are in a Finland scale. We are a very big company, and in operations we have 7 large-scale sorting centers, and then some 30 terminals that cover a whole country. Need to mention that the Posti has been sort of a postal and later logistic green leader globally. So we have 0 emission targets, more tough than any other big logistic company, and we really are doing the tasks to aim that goal. Well, then to the asset tracking control or transport unit control, we have, as Christian already mentioned, that 100,000 roller cages. To be honest, it describes maybe the need best, that we don't know exactly how many we have. We have them enough, but we don't know exact sum. So it's approximately 100,000. And addition to the roller cages, we have 2 or 3 types of cages without rolls under them, and they need to be moved by forklifts. And the reason, of course, we'd like to have a general control into them, but also the big topic is that we have to buy new transport units annually quite much, because the ones that we have are high quality, and if they are in somebody else's use, they don't want to give them away, and the truth is that we lose too many of them every year. And of course, since we don't have a real visibility to the fleet of transport units, we are not good enough to operate our operations where those transport units are needed or fulfill customer needs. So this is 2 big things to the topic. And also, as I told, that the Posti is like a green company, and the unnecessary movements of anything is not the thing that we want to run, not economically or environmentally. And then, like many things in like big companies or well, at least in Posti, we have the possibility to start pilots, start new things, but unfortunately, if the world is not ready, or if there is no continuation, we will lose the grip and the idea falls down. It has there is the right hand side. There is the clip from the Finnish newspaper from the year 2005, which published very. It was quite high voice that the Finnish Post is starting to control their units, and until now, after 20 years, we didn't succeed very well. So of course, need to be honest that the technology at that time wasn't mature yet. RFID was there, as told in the paper, but the system was too complicated, and at that time, equipment too expensive. So this pilot never led any the real solution. And since 2005, we have had a couple of tries, couple of tests, and a couple of pilots as well, that we have tried the different technologies, different partners, different ideas, but none of them led very far. And then when we started this project, there was one task to do, that they tell our colleagues in Posti that this test will be different, and this will lead us to the final system to go through. Then, as Christian described, we had a quite intense rounds to look for the solution and look for the technology and look for the partner. And in the first round, there was more than 20 companies, and very good companies and very good ideas, very well presented and everything. They were like from Finland, of course, and a few of them from Europe, and one from Israel. Some of them were startups. Some of them were national giants, like telecommunication companies. We have 3 big in Finland, and all of them participated the bid. And then we had few globally operating companies like Lyngsoe that have a reputation in logistics, and especially in the postal field, and have a global reach. And then the different solutions were using different kind of technologies. Those are the main ones. So RFIDs, there were some companies or some solutions of poor RFID, and then BLE, ultra wideband, and 4G, like cellular network using solutions. And some of them were combined, like the Lyngsoe solution. There are 2 first, and then there were some multi technology tags available, like using all those 4, for example. We have three rounds, and some of the companies also visited us, and that was good to get more like concrete things from the technology and the idea. And then after the rounds we had, we dropped companies like in few parts, and in the very end we have 4 of them, like that we talked more. And to be honest, like as a technology-wise, and like reputation-wise or knowledge-wise or like any otherwise, any one of those companies could have like take the role as a service provider or technology provider. But Lyngsoe, after negotiating rounds, extra talks and tests, and also like visits, it was still quite clear decision for us to go with Lyngsoe, especially when we dropped the use cases from 9 to 3. As Christian mentioned, it was finally quite clear that Lyngsoe was best like adapting the offer to the new situation, and very intensively looked for answers to questions we had. So clear. And also I need to say that the Lyngsoe Live Logistics, the backend and asset engine and asset flow management as a dashboard or reporting system, they both were like top class of any of these appearing solution providers. And then since we decided to go with Lyngsoe, it was still like optional that we needed to do not like a proof of concept, but still need to test things in practice. And we did another intensive rounds of work. So we go to the floor of our terminal. We took Lyngsoe people, we took our own technology people, our operational guys, some of our project managers, and we then went down to the floor and attached tags in the cages and tested how far the readers can read them, how strong the tags are in attachment, how the data moved from the device and from the tag to device, from device to asset flow management, and how it was shown on a list or report or in a map. And I have to say, like Christian described in the very beginning of the meaning of geofencing, creating a geofence like Posti location or customer location. We have done it mostly so far with Posti locations, and then we have used very well worked maps from the customer locations and how the tags can be found anywhere in Finland. So it's very good system, and not necessarily need to use the geofencing in every case. Just follow the map view. And as we had a very good cooperation during the project from the very first meetings, like with the salespeople, like Christian and a couple of Martins that we met, and everyone. And then same thing happened here when they came to Finland and met us in the terminal. The cooperation has been like maybe the most beautiful part all the way. Some delays, of course, in project when it comes to summer holiday or something, but the cooperation and willing good has been all the time very like positive things, and I mentioned already also steering groups for both companies, that it's not just like a buyer and seller, it's also partnership, because this is a new thing for many. Yep, and pilot we did is it was very beginning we were thinking of should we do the 4 months or 6 months piloting, and then we end up somewhere in 3 months, and finally we finish it with after 2 months. Like it was quite clear that the things we were looking for in the very beginning, things we were looking for when we were starting a pilot, everything actually was fulfilled in 2 months. So we realized that the installation of the tag was simple and well made and easy to do. Also the data or the signal from the tag reached our mobile devices in the building where is lots of iron or steel and signal blocking items 100 meters quite easily. So the signal strength was very good, and we were surprised actually how well it worked. Also when we there is an admin app, as Christian shortly showed, used to register or activate the tags. It was made very easy. So like it's just tools are simple, tools are clever, but they are very simple to use, and we have been very happy with that. We are still waiting for one more feature in the app, but since we get it, then it's perfect. And we during the pilot we tested how well we are able to install this admin app, which is the like administration tool, but also the capture app, which will be carried or is carried already, but will be carried even more devices. We install it now for more than 6,000 devices, according the rules that Lyngsoe gave us when it comes to the Android levels and other things. And then we didn't realize any like extra battery consumption or any other failures or misworks, and 6,000 devices is still quite much. We will have some 6,000 more, but we will launch them at some point. And also the asset flow management, the report and maps, as I told, that they worked very well, and they still keep on working, and no failures or like real lagging reported. And there is well, tag solidity is one of the big things in what comes to the overall solution. As everyone on the line probably knows, that logistics world is quite tough. Of course, if you carry some medical things, you have to carry them with care. But in most cases, things are done by machines and forklifts, and as the cage is made from iron, so it needs to handle hits, and and also the trucks will be loaded with sometimes with high speed. Of course, the thing when the assets are in a truck, they are tightened with the systems. But anyways, the world is not very soft, and that's what we knew from very beginning, that this is one of the big things, that if the tag is tough enough and it's still reasonable priced, and if it will be connected to our cages or roller cages like solid enough, and this is that we really did we were looking for, and need to say that I was a little bit suspicious that are they able to do it good, and then especially when the name of the tag is Viking, and well, I know that the Danish and Swedes and Norwegians, they kept them as a Vikings more than Finns, but we have some Viking tools left, and I tested it. I don't know if Christian, you are able to roll the video, but this is the hammer hitting. It's lagging a little bit. The network is maybe not good enough, but we hit it with the real hammer, and if you have bigger picture, you can see that some scratches can be seen on the face of the tag, but it stayed there, it worked there, and I have tried it a couple of times later, and of course with the screwdriver you can remove it by force, but if there's a normal hit, it doesn't influence. So it's real Viking tag. Well, since after the pilot and everything was good, and also our decision makers were happy, and we went to ask for the permission to full rollout, and the purchase the first batch of tags, and we got permission to do that, and then we ordered for our first bigger item, a bigger number of tags, and we will start to install them as soon as they come to Finland, and then we can say that this asset flow management, asset tracking and management is like a normal day operations in Posti, and it's for us it's a very big thing. For me as a project leader, it's a huge, but also for Posti and for operations in our company, it's really big thing, and especially what comes to the original targets, that no need to buy so many, able to control the fleet, giving a better service to our operational side and especially to the customers. So if we are able to do all these things, as we think that we have had a very successful story, and cooperation with Lyngsoe has been very good, and Beontag we haven't had so much cooperation, but like a final products and final outcome is more than good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Jukka, Tin, Christian, for this going through these slides and explaining everything. So now we have the next part, which is an opening for Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you can use the chat or the Q&A, and just simply put your question in there, and I will try and read them and read them out loud and see if we can get someone of the panel here to answer them. So if you want to go ahead, you're welcome to do so.
There are some questions on Q&A already.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, so we have one question, which is a very relevant question in my mind too, so a good question. And the question is, how are the parcels and roll cages paired? Perhaps Jukka, you can comment on that, if that's all right.
Yeah, it's a good question, and that's something that we do pair already the parcels and the transport unit, but not with this device yet. So that's something that we will do next, since we have equipped most of our transport units. Now we pair the parcels to the I don't know what's in English, but there is a code for routing the transport unit, separate paper on top of the cage. So we now pair the parcels to the paper. But since we have the technology that we're now presenting, we will transform at some point that no need for the paper, and they will be linked straight to the tag or the transport unit ID.
Okay, thank you, Jukka. Yeah, another question here, or twofold question actually. Why did Posti choose to apply the tag on the inside of the transport unit is the one question, and the other is, what is your experience with the tags getting hit by parcels and falling off? Perhaps you go in, yeah?
Yeah, actually the tag is there in the back wall of our cage, and it's like we tested it in both ways, like that the tag side is to the inside of the cage, and sometimes it's like a bracket is inside of the cage. Of course, both like they can be hit by parcel or by wall or floor or anything. We haven't had issues like how if the parcel hits the tag, because as we saw in the video that we have tested with much more tougher than the parcel, but we have cases that it has hit directly to some corner. The roller cage, when going somewhere, it hits the corner, corner in the wall, and it breaks the bracket. But since now all the cases with what I have studied have been proved that the attachment wasn't made very well, and we have now 2,500 or 3,000 tags there on the in operations, and and now most of them have been there already for well, soon 6 months, and we have 8 dropouts. So not too many so far. So this question is very good, and we did quite long study to look for the correct place for the tag. If it's like in the back or side or in the bottom or somewhere else, but they need to be readable, so it cannot be very hidden. And then of course, if it's on the bottom, we don't want to block the signal or whatever. So it needs to be somewhere up. And we found this place, and thanks to the Beontag Viking hybrid tag, that it has been good enough to receive the hits as well.
Okay, thank you, Jukka. So there's another interesting question, and maybe you can't answer with sort of specific numbers, but more in a general term. The question is about the ROI analysis. Which were the key drivers for determining the value of the asset management solutions from a general point, if you can't go into specific, if that's all right?
Yeah, it's I don't know if I can see the question, but maybe I lost it.
It's did you perform an ROI analysis? Which were the key drivers for determining the value of the asset solution? Is the question.
Well, yeah. Well, of course, we did some well, not only a few, but quite many like calculations, what to invest and how much to think that we get benefits from the system. But it was quite clear that just like with Lyngsoe, we have a 5 years like contract sort of, that the first or second year, it's like a little bit learning years, but it's quite obvious that we will get some benefits quite quickly. Well, yeah, not to go any more details, but it's very clear to us that already we knew it from when we started, but now we know it even more sure that we will get what we wanted.
Yeah. Very good, thank you. So there's a question maybe for you, Tin. It's the question. It says how the battery is replaced. How is the battery replaced at the Postive facility on the Beontag side? So maybe a general comment on how the tag is, say, configured or constructed.
Yes, of course. Good question. Well, as the tag is IP68, so it's completely sealed structure. The batteries are not replaceable. However, we took in consideration that basically a longer lifetime is needed. That's why we added bigger batteries, which can allow 8 years of lifetime, which is already enough for the RTI, specific RTIs. So basically, there is no replacing of the batteries. It's basically when the tag is end of life, then basically it's recycled and new tag is deployed.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tin. Yeah. Another question coming in by the manifold. That's good. So this is maybe for you, Christian. In terms of the solution, the question is the GPS and the BLE tag active all the time? And what is the battery life of the BLE tag with the GPS active from a solution perspective? You explained a little bit about where is actually the GPS. It's not actually in the tag. Could you explain a little bit how it works? Yeah.
Yes. So yes, once you activate the tag is constantly beaconing every 20 seconds. And with that frequency, it has the 8+ years of battery life. The GPS coordinate comes from the device with the data capture app on it. And as Jukka mentioned, they haven't experienced any problems with the consumption of battery increasing because for most, that GPS is already being utilized on that device. They use it for their route planning and their navigation and whatnot. So on the device itself, where the data capture app runs constantly in the background, it makes no difference. And the tag is beaconing every 20 seconds for 8+ years.
Yeah, so you can say that GPS functionality is actually through the handheld or smartphone device that has that capability already. And one of the key things that we have found in these types of applications is that it's a question of many, certainly postal parcel operators already have PDAs and smartphones. So the question quickly becomes, can we use those for more? And here's an application where you can actually use those for more, to utilize them more and give more value, you can say, in respect to that. Yeah, then there's a question maybe for you, Jukka. It's about this term of digital twin. So the question is, given Posti's focus on managing a large fleet of transport units, have you considered creating or implementing a digital twin in the entire logistics network?
Yeah, that's also a good question or good mentioning. And Christian knows what I'm going to answer, that there is lots of things we can do in the future, for sure. Like also like the heat maps indoors or whatever, like digital twins, and to use it to benefit everything. But and we know it, and we have written everything down. And Christian has written everything down. He's coming to sell them in October. But I have told, and that's the thing that I have also got from my supervisors, that we will do this first, because the thing is that if we open too many streams in the very beginning, we don't finalize anything, and especially in this time of the economical things, we are now in a situation that we need to get these benefits first. But we are all the time preparing our minds, and we are ready to take next steps when there is time for that. And if there is someone else, some other company who is wanting to do these things like at the same time, please do, because I'm quite sure there's lots of benefits to collect, and we know that there are benefits in process efficiency, in a cleverness of doing, like operational intelligence, operational excellence, and everything. But as told that I'm ready to talk. I can talk about this now, and of course I could talk another hour about the ideas for future. But this is something that we have reached, and this is something that it's so happy to share.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that insight, Jukka. So we are approaching actually the end of the webinar. Just we can carry on a few minutes, of course, take another question. But just to let you know that we will, of course, we record all the questions, and the ones we have answered as well. We'll send out a PDF with the Q&A afterwards for the participants, so you can get your questions answered as well. But maybe take one last one before we finish, and thank you the participants here and the speakers. There's one question, it's a very short question, that it relates to the fact that the tag has both BLE and RFID capability. And the question is why passive RFID2 wasn't BLE enough? And I guess between Jukka and Christian, maybe you can comment on both of you, if you want to start with you, Christian.
Sure. Well, first of all, because it is so cheap an addition to make to the tag, and it opens up such an incredible host of opportunities. If you already have an RFID infrastructure, obviously, also it can be used to have pinpoint accuracy. You can use angle of arrival, which is in the BLE, but in some instances, you'd want to utilize the RFID simply because you have that infrastructure. And as I mentioned before, this is a commercial off-the-shelf solution for us. So we wanted a tag that has that utility. So if a customer needs to utilize it, we didn't need a different tag for that purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, good answer. And we were asking the same question also in the very beginning, why it's needed to have this RFID tier 2. But as Christian told, that it's like it's not a price thing to reevaluate that decision. And also, like, we realized that there might be a need for that. We at one more topic to think is that if there is a case that we lose the tag for some reason, and of course we have the barcode of the unit, but there might be also like needs for extra reading possibilities to have another technology to if the BLE like the system from the DAC is like collapsed and RFID still works, we can still get the thing that it's still there. So there are a few things that we didn't were against finally, and why to be, because there's no influence on price. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. I can perhaps add here towards the end that the combination that also Tin from Beontag has talked about, the unique combination of BLE and RFID also enables some other users that we have using this solution where RFID also is already, an RFID infrastructure is already in place. So we actually utilize in those solutions both the RFID component as well as the BLE component. So here towards the end, I would like to thank everyone for participating, all the people that have joined here, and also, of course, thank you very, very much to the speakers, Jukka.